So this is a quick video to go over just a couple of the smaller items that I purchased that I don't necessarily have a big project for, but will definitely become part of my future toolbox, or my current toolbox I should say. First one is the 32-piece screwdriver set. Now upon opening this, the case itself that the screwdrivers come in is pretty cheap and flimsy, and it is Arizona and it is the end of the summer, so it's pretty warm in my garage. It's north of 95 degrees in here right now, and this plastic is real flimsy and it doesn't hold anything in, and when I opened it, nothing was actually secure in its place, and it could have been dropped or whatever before I purchased it, but you know, at this time it just isn't very high quality as far as the case goes. And these smaller screwdrivers, they're not very high quality. In fact, if you look at the tip of this one, let me get some light on there, it's actually not even straight. Let me see if I can focus on that. Come on. So you can see it well enough. Sorry, my camera's refusing to focus on the screwdriver. So anyways, so yeah, it's not straight cut there. So, you know, but I didn't really buy it for these. I actually have a set of these. What I bought it for was some of the other things. So this is kind of a cool accessory. It actually is flexible, so if you're trying to reach things that are harder to get to unscrew, especially if they're, you know, down into something, you can get at it with this piece. These screwdrivers have a nice soft grip handle. They actually feel like they're well made, well put together. It should last a while, despite the case being so cheap. This is magnetic as well, so it makes the bits that you put into it magnetic, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that actually extends out when you pull this out. Yeah, so you have an extension for a magnet in there as well, which is something I've been needing. And then it has a couple of bits. Again, I don't really need the bits. I was mostly going after the screwdrivers and the extension and the nut driver. I paid so little for it. The cheapness of the case and some of the other pieces don't matter to me as much. So I definitely would not buy this if this is your only screwdriver set. I would definitely look for something a little bit higher quality in a set here. Now moving on to the next piece. This is an adapter set so that you can use your sockets in an electric drill. Now the nice thing with this is if you have some sockets you need to install, or some nuts you need to install, and they need to go on quick, but you don't want to strip anything out, you can put this on a fairly low torque setting and install them. And I only have one hand, but I could stop this easily with my hand, and I know I wouldn't damage anything putting those nuts on. Real good for something like your lug nuts on your car, where you want to get them in but you don't actually want to torque them down. You want to torque those down with a torque wrench, but you have a lot of threads and that you know they'll go on easy. So that's what something like this is for now. And it comes with 3 different sizes. So this is the 3/8, has a 1/2 inch, and the what was that, 1/4 socket as well. The next set I have is this Wobble Extension, and again, this is a tool that I got for you know, being a little bit lazy, maybe making some work a little bit easier than it would have been. And what this is for is if you have a socket that's up at an angle and you can't get your a nut or a bolt that's up at an angle and you can't quite get your wrench in there evenly to get it, you can use this, and then it's at an angle, and then as it turns it wobbles so that this can stay straight on the nut or bolt, but your socket can be at a little bit of an angle. And you come with 3 different lengths. I grabbed the medium length because it popped off the easiest. But then it has a short one and then a long one, And again, this was fairly inexpensive. It was like $8 or $9, and should make working on my vehicles a lot easier when I don't have the straight-on shot that I'd like to be able to access some of those nuts and bolts. If you have any questions about these three accessories, please comment down below. I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have about them. The screwdriver set, I don't know if I'd recommend to someone else if they're looking to buy screwdrivers, but I would definitely recommend the Hex Drill set as well as the Wobble Impact Socket Extension set. Thank you for watching.